Hello, little buns. It is Bread Mom, Stef Sanjati, and welcome to my home. It is so good to see you. As you can see, I've got a new 2-camera setup for filming in the studio. The video I have for you today is a little deep. Okay, I'm going a little off the deep end. I've been gone from YouTube for a little while. I've come back and had all these false starts. And what I want to do today is really talk to you about why that is and be as honest and real and raw with you as I can. Because I have gotten really unfortunately good at not being honest or real about my emotions. And I want to change that. All right. And I'm doing it right here. What I am trying to do with my makeup today is to kind of recapture a sense of belief in myself. I know that sounds extreme, but let me explain. There was a video of me that was posted by a hair salon I used to go to called Parlour Salon. This is from years ago. And I randomly stumbled upon it the other week, God, maybe month at this point, when I was just randomly Googling myself because, frankly, I have feelings about my career as a content creator in the past, and I was kind of deep diving and looking for something that would maybe inspire me, and I did find it in a way I didn't expect. In this video, I'm much younger. I look so goddamn pretty, but it's not about how pretty I was. It was about, I had this like spark and this twinkle in my eye. And that is something that I have really struggled to hold on to. And unfortunately, when you lose that, the effects of it can compound that loss. It's really hard to dig yourself out of a dark spot. And frankly, like, I don't know if I had depression or what. Maybe I just got really bad at being kind to myself. I don't know. I don't need a label for it, frankly. I just want to get better. And I've been working hard on that for the past like 4 months. I've made a ton of progress. This is my next step. I want to be here on YouTube. I want to make these videos. I want to create content about beauty and gaming in a way that is exciting for people. So I'm here. And watching that video inspired me to do that. Seeing that spark in my eye made me want to find it again. And that's what this video is about. So I'm going to do this makeup. That's cool. But I'm also going to chat about some pretty heavy topics. And my hope is that at least one of you will find that relatable. Because something I've realized is that human experiences are so shared. And I'm not alone in how I felt or some of the adverse things that I've gone through or experienced or just felt. I'm not. And neither are you. So if you relate, let me know. I also want to quickly shout out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Stef Sanjati. I stream there at least 3 times a week with my partner, Travis. Sometimes I'm alone. Most of the time we're a duo. We are an adorable streaming couple, if I do say so myself. And I'd love for you to hang out with us. So come visit us down below, twitch.tv/Stef Sanjati. We can hang out, we can game, we can chat about beauty, gaming, trans stuff, whatever it might be. I'm really trying to grow that community over on Twitch and in the Discord. So if you have any interest whatsoever in gaming or just in me as a person, that's cool. I would love you to join me if you want to see me and my boyfriend hang out. Cool. Come join me. I would love your support over there. With all that said though, let's get into the video. Let's start this makeup and let's start this chat because I want to talk to you, okay? Thank you for being here. Let's get started with my base and also get into the nitty-gritty a little bit. You might not be aware of this because I have made a relentless effort to prevent people from being aware of this. For the past, I don't know, 4 years-ish, not been doing super well, not been doing great. I've been trying in ways to do better. Things are kind of coming to a head and I'm realizing like I have wasted so much time on being miserable. And that's a bummer. So we're gonna start there because there's better things to talk about, happier things to talk about, but it's important that y'all have the context. Starting with the primer, this is the e.l.f. Sea Bright Putty Primer. I love it. It adds so much glow. I want lots of glow for this look because you know what? I have something specific in mind. The inspiration that I got to record this video came from a conversation with my partner. This is all about like when I met him, I was really insistent that he not watch my YouTube content because I was trying to move into a new phase of my life and I felt like that would provide a view of myself that I no longer approved of. And that's really interesting. I think that's a pretty core thing here, is that I really didn't like myself at that point. And I thought I did. And I thought that the action of concealing who I was on YouTube and in my life publicly was an action of self-love. Because, you know, honestly, I did do a couple things that I wasn't proud of as a creator, but I really let that overshadow the years of sincere effort and joy and passion that I put into creating things on this platform and on other platforms. So he didn't really know what was going on there, except for, I would talk about it like it was a really toxic thing for me mentally. So that's what he thought of that. But then fast forward to, I don't know, this year in February maybe, and I've been really uncomfortable with where I've been at as a creator for a little while, and I was Googling myself for some reason. I don't really remember why I was doing that, but I came across this old video that I did with Parlour Salon, which was the place I used to get my hair done. I was with the wonderful Maggie Melrose. She's an angel. I adore her. I still go to her. I saw myself in the video. And I remember when this video was first shared, I specifically did not watch it because I was afraid of looking at myself if I didn't have full control of the camera, because I didn't feel like other people knew how to capture me. It was an anxiety thing. And I'm watching this video and the only thing I can think is, oh my God, she is so beautiful. She is so cute. And you know what? It's not even about how I looked, because I was drop dead gorgeous, but it was that there was a light in my eyes. And it was that I was happy with myself. I believed in myself in this video. And along with the sort of things that I felt guilt and shame about as a creator, concealing those from my partner and myself, I was also concealing all of the spark and the life and the capability that I had. And y'all, when I say for the past 4 years, I have been like a lethargic, I've been depressed. I've been pretty depressed. And it's because I felt and I believed that I was not who I thought I was. The unfortunate reality is other people were not who I thought they were. And I thought that that meant something about me. And ultimately, when I really think about it and I reflect on the years that I have spent running from these feelings, leaning into this fear and anxiety and sadness will make me not who I thought I was. Guilt and shame is what will make me not who I thought I was. Because you know what? That girl in that video in Parlour Salon did not feel guilt and shame, especially not guilt. Okay? She might have felt some shame. She might have felt some anxiety. She did have anxiety. But she was not sitting there beating herself up for being a bad person. For some reason. Well, you know what? Not for some reason. Let me talk to you about this because, I was calling myself bread mom when I was 19, 20 years old, but I'm turning 29 this year, which is still a baby, okay? But I know some more things. The truth is that life is hard and painful, and it is gonna kick your ass. And nobody is exempt from that experience. Nobody. No matter who you are, no matter what socioeconomic status, where you are in the world, in your life, how it starts, it will at some point be disrupted and derailed, and you have a choice. And when my life was disrupted and derailed, the choice that I made was to put it on pause to try to help the person that derailed it. And that was a mistake. I used to think that whatever my pain was, in relation to this was unique, and that there was something that other people didn't understand about it, and that I was feeling so bad because it was that bad. And, it sucked. Okay, let me just be honest with you. Let me be direct, because for a girl that was once called the definition of an open book in a magazine, I shut right up, okay? So let me just be honest with you. Growing up, my family I thought was perfect. And I thought, this was the example of love. I think every kid that grew up with married parents probably felt this way. Like, my parents are perfect. They have a perfect marriage. Everything's great. When I was, 21 maybe, my family imploded. And hey, Travis.
What's up?
Oh, not much. I'm just getting into a story.
What part of the story?
Oh,
Oh my God! All right, I'll leave you to
No,
it.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to share my feelings.
Yeah, well, Steph is terrible at that.
If you used to watch me, you might be surprised by that information, but it's true. My family imploded. Okay. And, I know people. Here's the thing. I keep on doing this thing where I'm like, yeah, I know people's parents get divorced, whatever. Here's the deal, is I use that as a tool to say, well, I shouldn't feel this much pain then. When the reality is, no, actually, everybody that has this experience feels to some degree this kind of pain. And by invalidating myself, saying other people must not struggle this much, I'm invalidating them too. The deal is, everybody struggles this much, and if somebody's dealing with it better than me, that just means they're dealing with it better than me. That doesn't mean that mine's worse. And I got stuck in this trap of feeling like, yeah, mine is worse. I am defeated. It's over. I can't believe in love anymore. It's all a lie, And unfortunately, I was convinced by an individual in this dynamic, and I will keep that level of information private. I was convinced of lies about this situation, and I believed them. And then years later, it came to light that those were lies. And so not only did my family life implode, my childhood home was gone, all of my belongings were gone, given away, thrown away, discarded. Ashes of my beloved childhood dog gone. One of them. I have the other one. Like, I have the memories, of course. And I used to think, oh yeah, they're just things. They're just things. But it's not about the object, it's about the care. It's about the care of the thing. And when your childhood home is not cared for and it's discarded, when all of your childhood belongings, the art that you made is discarded, when all of that is discarded, it feels like you don't matter. It feels like, what is the point? I'm sharing this because I hope other people can relate. I thought that I was alone in this and I was being dramatic. And I think, no, maybe I'm not being dramatic. Maybe this just sucks. And that's okay. And if I can accept that this sucks and move through it, maybe I'll learn something. Maybe I'll process something. Maybe I'll be able to move on. I'm rambling a little bit. The thing I really want to communicate here is that I am trying to make a choice to process this experience instead of letting it sit on me, instead of letting it weigh me down. Okay, I don't have a childhood home to go back to. I don't have a family home to go back to. I still have family. I have my new family. I have family members that care about me. Here's the other aspect of this is like, am I going to let a bad thing or a series of bad things, because y'all, it was not just my family imploding. It wasn't. There was way more than that. But am I going to let these adverse experiences, am I going to let those people that harmed me or were cruel to me, am I going to let them win? Am I going to let them have that? Am I going to let them grind me into dust? Am I going to just disappear? Because I did that. I did. I disappeared for 2 years. And then for the other 2, I've been kind of wandering, trying to get back, but it's been hard. It's been a lot of therapy. Let me refocus with a little makeup break. I'm going to use a blush, okay? This is an e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Liquid Blush. I really like these. This is the shade Pinky Promise. I pinky promise that everything's going to be all right. So I like these. They're really nice and blendable and soft. I'm going to sort of dot them along my cheekbone. Do I want a little in the middle of my face? Maybe a little. Maybe a little. A little goes a long way with these. So I gotta be careful. I'm just gonna lightly blend that out. Oh, cute. Do y'all see that color? It's wild. I'm trying to be light-handed. I don't wanna smear everything that I've just placed. Let me just try to get back to my point here. I saw that video of myself in Parlour Salon. My boyfriend saw that video of me in Parlour Salon, and he was like, I told him about the things that had happened to me, but here's the thing is I never told him about all the good things. And this is the man I've been with for 4 years. Never told him about all the good things, about all the joy and excitement and opportunity and community. I just told him about all of the darkness, because that's all that I had in my head. That's all I could find. And he saw me in that salon grinning and beaming with light in my eyes, and he was like, yo, we gotta figure this out. We gotta figure this out, because you're in there. You're in there somewhere. Y'all, this is with the context, like he's been really trying to help me through this. I have been such a mess off and on. And then like, you know, I'll have this bout of excellence and I'll make something great. And, you know, we're trying to work together and collaborate. And I can get so down because I do not believe in myself like I used to. The girl in that video in Parlour Salon believed the shit out of herself, okay? She thought she was gonna take over the world. She thought she was gonna really make a difference and change things and enrich people's lives and entertain and inspire. And then somewhere along the line, this mentality came in that like, oh, you want to do great things. You want to inspire people. That is really arrogant. That is stupid. You are stupid for thinking that. You're full of yourself for thinking that. You don't deserve that. And that is the message in my head when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll take a really cool photo. Maybe I'll do a cool makeup look and I'll do a portrait and, you know, oh, I don't have to do a self-portrait anymore because my boyfriend loves taking my picture. What a lucky girl I am. And then a little voice in the back of my head is like, nobody wants to see you. How presumptuous of you to think that people want to see you. And I'm not saying this for pity. I'm not saying this for like, oh, I'm so sad. Because here's the thing. Like, yeah, I've been sad. I'm over it. I'm freaking done with it. I'm so tired of indulging that voice in my head when, you know what? Actually, I know what I want. I want to look super cool. I want to do cool shit. And I want to share it with people. And in the process, I want to show them that, you know, the dolls be out here. Okay, we have ambition, we have drive, we have success, we have things we want to do, we have ideas, we're being creative. And not only that, you know, I want to prop up my guy who's working really hard with me on cool tech and creative projects. Like the stream that we've built, like he's co-streaming with me every single time I'm live pretty much. You know, I wouldn't be doing all this by myself. I want to share the work that we're doing in a way that honors it, that honors my time, his time, and what we're trying to do. Because here's the deal. If what I'm trying to do is be a super cool streaming gal on the internet and be part of a super cool streaming couple with my boyfriend, and if I'm trying to set this example of like, trans women can be happy, trans women can pursue their dreams, trans women can do, you know, what they want in life. Look at me go. That means that we all can go. Like, we don't have to sit here in misery. And then if I turn around and sit there in misery, what am I doing? Stef Sanjati, hello? What are you doing? Where are you? That's what I ask myself when I wake up in the morning often is like, where are you? Where are you? Let's take a makeup break. The powder that I used today, actually, this is from a Canadian Indigenous-owned makeup company. It's really cool. They're called Cheekbone Beauty. This is the Mattifying Moon Dust. There's also this subline, Balance Between Humans and the Natural World. They're all about sustainability, eco-friendliness, and giving back to Indigenous communities. They're really cool. They're great. I've spoken to some of their team members. Their founder, Jen, is like a total badass. I really love what they're doing. So this is the powder. It says translucent, but it's great. It just, oh, I love the way that the light interacts with it. Stunning. I have a few products from them I'll be using today, but we're gonna do some freckles. This is the e.l.f. Cosmetics H2O Proof Inkwell Liner in, I think, the shade Caffeine or Coffee? Caffeinated. It's a dark brown. I use a dark brown for these because when I'm on stream under the bright lights, they show up a little bit more natural. They might look a little harsh under this light, so I gotta be careful with how I'm applying these. While I apply these, I wanna talk to you about something else if I can remember what was on my mind. Where are you? Right. You know, I used to wake up in the morning, I remember, and feel like, wow, look at the sun. Look at the people on the street. Listen to those birds. Listen to those cars. I hear people going places. What are they doing? Curiosity, excitement, wonder. And I think it's normal for young people to feel that. Then the pandemic happened. I withdrew, as did most people, right? That's not a unique experience. But I got really stuck, y'all. Really stuck. I actually, if you've been a follower for a long time, you know I love beauty. I love beauty. I love makeup. I love cosmetics. It was my education. It was the way that I discovered who I was. It was how I presented myself to the world. It was the vehicle with which I tried to provide information and resources to trans women across the world, and also encourage the liberation of people and the awareness of, self-awareness and becoming who you want to be, moving through the world with intention. Okay, it's not just makeup. But I was so lost that I put thousands of dollars worth of makeup into a garbage bag and threw it down a chute, because I thought so poorly of myself and so poorly of beauty. I lost the plot. I lost the awareness of what I cared about and why. I got so far into that I ended up having a panic attack. And y'all, I don't know if you've ever had a panic attack where you think you're dying. It's not just like dramatic, oh, wow, my heart's beating really fast. Like, I thought I was dying. I thought I was going to die because, I thought I was having a heart attack. If you've had that kind of a panic attack, let me know. I don't want to get stuck in the thought and the feeling. I'm going to keep moving through this. What I experienced, though, was, and the reason I had this panic attack was I was experiencing something called derealization, depersonalization. I don't know if they're one and the same, but if they're different, I had both. I thought I was dying and losing my mind and that I would never recover. If I lived, I would never recover mentally. And I actually didn't for months. There was a 6-month period where I just didn't feel real. And, the reason I'm talking about this, I guess, is I could sit here and say, oh no, my family dissolved. And, that is a bummer. And that was really hard. But I'm trying to talk about my feelings and be real, right? And share my real experiences. I can't leave out these bummer details. Because when I look at that girl in Parlour Salon, smiling with a twinkle in her eye, I know that she didn't experience this yet. And I want to reach her. And I can close my eyes and I feel almost like I can feel that part of me still here. I know it's possible to believe in myself again and to feel confident and secure in my mind. And I think part of recovering from this is believing that I can. And another part, I think, is not being afraid of it anymore. Because, the reason I haven't spoken about this stuff, by the way, look at what a mess this is. Do you see this? Oh my God, I love this product, but it doesn't store the best. She had a bit of a struggle, I've been so afraid, I think, to share about my experiences with mental health because, I tried that in the past, and I will admit, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was a kid. I was 19, 20 years old when I was trying to talk about mental health. And, I'd been through some things, but damn, nothing like getting older. Nothing like, aging and progressing through your life to experience new things. Some of these things I would have been okay to not experience, but that's the thing. Here's the thing. I can either see that and feel that and say oh, poor me, I experienced this. My life is over. Nobody understands me. I must be fucked. Or I can see that and say, wow, this was really hard. I know that other people out there must have experienced the same thing. And so if I decide to share this, somebody's going to understand and relate, and it's going to be okay. And that to me is better than hiding and saying there's something so wrong with me that nobody could possibly understand. No, I'm done with that. I'm done with that narrative. And it's so important to me right now, I think, I feel so clear in this to just open myself up, one step at a time. I want to be here on YouTube with y'all. This platform means so much to me. And here's something that really gets under my skin. Everything that means the most to me, I have neglected. It's pathological. And I know that's probably also a human experience, and somebody out there understands that and relates to it. I don't want to do that anymore. That is so destructive. It's so unhealthy. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm at a crossroads and I can decide, okay, I can continue down this path and let things wither. And I see what that's going to be. And it's not pretty. Or I can say, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to go there. I'm going to turn around and go in the other direction. And it's been really hard to convince myself that I can do that. But it's true. I can do that. Why would I not be able to do that? Why would I not be able to just wake up and make a different choice? Make a different choice. Wake up. I feel lethargic. I feel exhausted. Oh, I guess my day is ruined. No, I'm going to wake up. I'm feeling exhausted and lethargic. I'm going to say, girl, if you lay here, you're not going to be happy. Get out of bed. And it's that tough love to the self. Like self-care isn't just indulging my pain. And this is something that I have learned is self-care is not just indulging my pain, just like parenting isn't just comfort. And if I'm reparenting myself, then I got to make sure I'm doing my homework. I got to make sure I'm doing my chores. I got to make sure I'm being kind to people. I'm being responsible and being thoughtful. I don't get to reparent myself and just lock myself in a room with a bunch of blankets, because that's not how this works. There is discomfort in life, and there's discomfort in good things. And I need to feel that. There's discomfort in pursuing goals. You know what I want? Here's what I want. I want to hit 1 million subscribers doing gaming and beauty content on YouTube. I want to make really cool makeup looks inspired by video games or video game characters, and I want to find a format that people really enjoy watching, and I want to grow a community again comprised of little buns from the past and people in the future that want to vibe with makeup, gaming, and beauty. I want to network with other creators in the streaming space and in the YouTube space that are doing cool things with gaming and beauty. I want to do cool brand collaborations with companies I love. I'm already kind of doing that, but I'd like to take it further. I want to do these things. I'm telling you that because I'm not doing all these things. And I could sit here and say, well, those aren't happening for me because I'm not worthy. And if I'm just worthy enough, then they'll happen. Or I can say, I have to become worthy of those things by setting the intention, putting it out there and going for it, asking for it. Asking myself for it too, not just other people. I want to make YouTube videos. Okay, Stephanie, can you get up and make a YouTube video? Can you go do that? Because you want it. Who's going to make it happen? Is there something like that in your life? I think there is. I think there's something like that in everybody's life. What is it? If you want to share, go ahead. If you don't, that's okay. I get it. It's not an easy thing to talk about. There's something I used to say and believe in as a youngin', as the bread mom, little 19-year-old bread mom, and it was, you can build the life that you want. And I believed that, and I did it. I built the life I want. Like, I transitioned, for God's sake. I transitioned in 2016. That's almost 10 years, actually. Yeah, almost 10 years ago. So if I did that, here's my thoughts. If I fucking transitioned, I can make a YouTube video. I can get up in the morning. Even if I don't want to, even if it's hard, even if it hurts, I want what's on the other side. I can do that. And I have gotten into this habit of indulging the pain and saying, if it hurts this much, it's not worth it. But what that's gotten me, because I've done that, and I'm not saying I've done that for a week. I've done that for 4 fucking years, guys. What you get at the other side of that is exactly what you think. I'm only talking about myself here. I'm sure that there are nuances to this discussion with different people that have different experiences than me. But here's my thing, is I have experienced emotional distress and regret and guilt. That is my obstacle. And I don't believe that that has to stop me. I didn't kill anybody. You know, I made some mistakes. I hurt some people's feelings. I acted recklessly because I was a kid. I was in my early 20s. I blew up on YouTube when I was 19 years old. And I look at some of the people in my Twitch community, the Campfire, who are 19 years old, and they're great. They're awesome. They're really cool. But I look at them and I'm like, wow, like you have so much to learn, and not in a bad way, but it's like, if I can have grace for you, if I can have grace for somebody else that's 19, and then I look at myself when I was 19 and say, wow, I was such a piece of shit. Get over yourself, Stephanie. What? You're gonna fuck up. Okay? Part of life is making mistakes. And I used to hear people say this, and I'd get on this high horse and be like, well, I'm not going to make any mistakes. Yeah. Okay. All right. And I think that's normal for a kid to do that. I know best. I know what I'm doing. That's a normal human experience for somebody that's like in their late teens or early 20s. When I meet people that age that aren't completely ignorant to the scope of life and what they're gonna experience, I'm shocked, and I'm very like, wow, I have so much respect for you. Because you can be really, 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 really smart. It doesn't mean that you're wise. Because how can you be wise? Wisdom comes from experience. Okay, you can be the smartest 19-year-old on the planet. You don't have the lived experience. You don't have the wisdom to say there's things I don't know. There's things that I can know, but also I'd not understand. And things are way more complicated than I think they are. And I think the wisdom that I have ultimately come to most recently that's really getting me to kick my own ass, and not in the way of like beat myself up, but like kick my own ass into gear, get going, get doing things, is I am directly responsible for the circumstances of my life and for my happiness. And yeah, people can affect that. Other people can affect that. Other people can do things that affect my happiness. Someone can leave a shitty comment on this YouTube video and tell me that I'm dumb and useless, all right? And that can get me down for a second. Cool. But if I'm still down about that a week later, at that point, that's on me. Because you have to be able to process feelings and move on. You have to. That's not optional. Nobody can do that for you. And I'm saying this from experience because, God, if anybody has experienced a shitload of toxicity on the internet and in real life from people, it's trans women. Okay? And I can't sit here and blame other people anymore. I can't sit here and say that person treated me poorly 4 years ago, and that's why I have trust issues. I have trust issues because I haven't worked hard enough to process them and fix them. And I can look at the cause of that and say, cool, let me go to therapy and talk about this. Doesn't mean that I get to sit here and hurt people with my trust issues and say it's not my fault, because it is. It is. Anyway, I'm using a very 2016 palette. This is Too Faced Born This Way, The Natural Nudes. I think I got this palette when I was still working at Shoppers Drug Mart as a young gal. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this came out after that and I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've bought an eyeshadow palette though. Do you have any recommendations? I would love to know and learn about like what's poppin'. What's poppin' in the beauty world? Back in my day, when beauty gurus on YouTube, right? We were called beauty gurus. We weren't just creators. It was a different time. I knew what was going on back then. I'm a little out of the loop, y'all. If you can give me some tips, some pointers, XYZ brand is new in the last 5 years, because that is literally the window of time. Like if you got anything new from the last 5 years, you can share that, okay? And it was a bunch of people born in the year 2004 about to blow my mind with knowledge. Let me tell you, in the year 2004, I was 8 years old, eating a giant bag of Cheetos and drinking 2 liters of Pepsi on the weekend while I played Spyro on the PS1 or World of Warcraft Classic. It wasn't classic back then though, girl. It wasn't retro back then, was not nostalgic. When I was a kid, it was not retro, okay? Anyway, look y'all, I know I've been kind of all over the place. I'm out of practice. This is the reality. I'm out of practice with talking about my feelings, period. Not even just to the camera. I'm out of practice with being vulnerable, period. Not even just to the camera. And, it's wild to me because I used to be so forthcoming with all of my feelings, and they weren't even always processed. But I would commit. I would commit to them. I'd commit to that feeling, and I'd say, yeah, that's how I feel. And unfortunately, over the past 4 years, I have lost my ability to know how I feel, or at least lost touch with it. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. I'm sure I can figure this out, but it's wild to me. And I think something that I really want to share is it is so important to take care of yourself mentally. I did not do that. I put it off. I said it's fine when it wasn't. And, when it came to conflicts, I would make things okay. I would compromise my values and my comfort for other people so that I could avoid conflict. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Because sure, okay, there's less conflict in the present. 4 years later, you're going to be kicking yourself. Not because of what you should have done back then, but because of how you're behaving now. Because you've followed a path of neglect of the self. And when your cup is empty, it's really hard to be a good friend, to be a good partner, to be a good, entrepreneur, a good parent. You have to tend to your cup. Nobody else can do that for you. And that's going to seem unfair, right? And there are things in life that are unfair that, like, yeah, I'll say, okay, no, like, we got to make this right. Then there's things in life that are unfair, and it's just like, yeah, you know what? It is. You know what's unfair is that life is so beautiful, but we only get to experience it for a short time. And when it's over, it's over. And, different religious beliefs and spiritual beliefs can be involved here. But the reality is, God, we have one life. And it's so unfair that we have to feel pain in that time. And it's my tendency to say, no, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel this. It's because I know that this is limited. I don't have this forever. Despite what I thought when I was 19, we're not going to invent immortality by the time I'm old. And also, I'm not going to look 25 forever. And maybe I was just exceptionally silly or ignorant to the reality of things. I think, I could have been helped down the path of coping and processing with the reality of life a little bit better, I'll be honest. But at this point, it's my job. It's on me. It's unfair. It's unfair that we die. It's unfair that we feel pain. It's unfair that people hurt each other and move on without fixing it or taking responsibility. It's unfair that all of this happens, but it happens anyway. You can't stop it. So we got to take what we can control within reason in the life that we have and say, how can I make this great? How can I really live in the beauty of it? Because it is beautiful. It's so beautiful. And when I get caught up in these thoughts about, I'm so exhausted emotionally, I just don't have anything left. When I get caught in that trap, am I saying I'm going to sit there for the next 60 years? And I'll have another 60 years if I'm lucky. That would put me at 88 or 89. My grandmother just turned 90 this year, which is amazing. It was last year. It was December. It was recent. And God, did that put things in perspective for me? Because these have been a long 4 years. Being afraid that time was passing too quickly, it's been a long 4 years. And if I look at my 90-year-old grandmother who has lived through World War II, and I say, I'm too emotionally exhausted. It's not about comparing and saying, oh, she's had it worse. It's not about that. It's about saying, wow, look at what a human being can overcome and process. Look what they can do and achieve. And look how they can feel happy. After all of that, they can feel happy. They can laugh. I want that. When I'm 60, I want to be happy. And I know that starts right now. So I can sit here and say things aren't fair, things hurt, or I can go to the figurative doctor and get it checked out. And the doctor's either a therapist or it's me, all right? I'm gonna try a little shaping thing with my makeup, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing. I was just trying to capture the energy that I had when I believed in myself. Which, I'm being a little sarcastic about it, but like, why? Call yourself out, Stephanie. Why are you being sarcastic about that? That's serious. It's serious. What do you think? If life isn't fair, then what? What do you think? Do we lay down and let it run over us and say, well, I guess this is just how it was going to be for me. I have no control. All I can do is lay down and let this wave of depression carry me to my end. Because that is what I have been doing. And it's a shame because despite being so damn miserable good things have been happening in my life. Good people, good opportunities, kindness and belief from others have been coming my way, and I receive that, and I just put it next to the miserable things, and I say, oh, look at these miserable things. That's such a shame. And I think we have a tendency to look at others and say, you know, if I had what they had, then I'd be happy. Of course, oh my God, of course we all do this. And I'm sitting here acknowledging that I've had good things in my life, while also, you know, let me tell you, I have been not saying that. I haven't noticed. I've been saying, oh, look what they have. Look what they have. Look what they have. Wow, they're smiling in that photo. I wish I could look that happy. I wish I could feel that happy. How do I even know that they feel that happy? I don't. Of course not. Of course I don't know that. We're so easily deceived by our own minds when it comes to emotions. Let's take a little makeup break real quick. I know I just got real serious with you, but I love this product. This is an e.l.f. Cosmetics product. It is the Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in Disco Queen. I use this probably more than any other product in my library. It is so beautiful and vivid. And I don't know, something about stacking the silver glitter on top of the bronze was speaking to me today. Maybe it's the idea of holding both. Oh, yo. Let me tell you about that. Holding both. I would get really stuck in these narratives that I would develop about my life or about people. And it would be like, this person is a bad person, which means this person is a good person. But the reality of holding both is saying, this person did a bad thing. This person did a messy thing. Both of these people are in pain. I'm holding both, rather than saying one is good, one is bad. And this can apply to so many things. It can apply to compromises in relationships, even with something silly, like let's say one person likes whole wheat bread and one person likes white bread. So we can say, oh, well, white bread tastes better, so that's better. And my partner wanting whole wheat bread, that's so silly because it just tastes bad and it's not worth it, and the health benefits aren't even that different. And then the whole wheat person can say, wow, this person's sacrificing a health option for temporary short-term flavor gains, and that's just silly and ridiculous. Or what these people can do is they can say, oh, I like white bread, my partner likes whole wheat, vice versa. Let's just get a loaf of both. If you take that freaking idea and you apply it, just try it. Just try to apply it. It will work. What's up, baby?
We getting whole wheat bread?
We can get whole wheat bread. Do you want it?
No.
You know what? You know what he heard me doing is one of my famous analogies. Do you want to tell my community about my analogies?
Stef has a lot of analogies. I don't want to be mean or anything. What do you mean?
They don't always work on Travis. But, you know, I think they work on some people, and that's okay. I can hold both. Just like I can have whole wheat and white bread.
Oh my God, okay.
And there's an example. And my boyfriend, y'all, is a researcher and an academic at heart. So my analogies about whole wheat and white bread when it comes to holding both in an emotional conversation don't work on him.
Also, you know what? We should put a compilation together of Stef's best analogies, because she's got some, she's got some interesting ones.
From the stream.
Yeah, I'm just going to record you when you start doing an analogy.
Okay, you can write them down too if you want. We can make a coffee table book.
Oh, God.
Stef Sanjati merch. Coffee table analogies. No? Hey, you know what I just realized, y'all? My analogy involved bread. I didn't even think about that. That was not on purpose. That's so funny. Okay. I'm kind of liking this makeup. It's pretty simple, but I'm thinking it's pretty glam. It's pretty cute. Look at me believing in myself. Let me tell you about something else, guys. Let me tell you about something else. That is fear. Yo, I have been so scared. I have been so scared. You know what? I am scared right now. I'm scared recording this video. I'm thinking about, in my head, I'm thinking, gosh, I'm gonna sound like such a mess. People aren't gonna care. They're not gonna click on this video. I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm afraid. Because here's the thing. You know what? I don't really think I'm gonna embarrass myself in releasing this video. I am afraid. I'm trying to protect myself. From what? I don't know.
I'm back.
What's up, hun?
I thought hard about my point. Okay? So I don't do hot takes. I need to think.
Okay, I was in the middle of another analogy.
Okay,
but you know, you can have your turn and then I'll go back to mine.
Here's the thing about analogies. Analogies are supposed to simplify a point by making it, understandable in other terms.
Yeah.
But when you start getting like 3 analogies deep and making it more abstract, it's like the antithesis to what an analogy is.
That may be the case.
And
I think there's validity to what you're saying.
That's my point. Thank you for coming to my presentation.
You're so welcome. Maybe we can ask the chat, though. Maybe we can ask the commenters on YouTube to let us know. Do you want one simple analogy? Or does having like 3 layered analogies that get progressively more abstract, does that do something for you? Does that do something for you?
It's the opposite of what an analogy is.
I was saying I am scared right now, because I am thinking about the ways that people are going to receive what I've been saying in this video. And I'm thinking about, oh, you know, I went into this without a fully written script. I'm kind of ad-libbing about my feelings. I've been thinking about my feelings for days, but what if, you know, the way that I'm thinking about my feelings is so poor that nobody's gonna understand what I'm saying, and I'm gonna look like a fool, and I shouldn't even record this video. Now, when Lady Jessica says fear is the mind killer, all right, I know Lady Jessica is unhinged as hell, but she has a point. The Bene Gesserit may be nightmares of like just horrible people, all right, but when they say fear is the mind killer, they have a point. And if there's one thing I can respect about the Bene Gesserit, it is their dominion over their own mind. Not so much respecting their dominion over others' minds, but you know, this is an entirely separate conversation. Fear is the mind killer, you know, because I can do this. I'm doing it right now. I can do gorgeous makeup. I don't need to worry about if it's technically impressive. I just want to do a pretty face, okay? I just want to have fun with it. Who cares? Who cares? If somebody cares about that, then so be it. I'll let them care about that. But am I going to sit here and worry to the point of not doing something? Am I going to let that frickin' stop me more? Am I going to continue to let that stop me? Because that has stopped me for years, being afraid. There was a comment somebody left a while ago when I originally said I was coming back to YouTube. How many times have I done that? That's a good question. And you know what? That's got something to do with it. This individual left a comment, and at the time I thought they were being so mean. But they were not being mean. They were offering me some healthy feedback. It was a video where I was talking about I was going to come back and do gaming videos on another channel. Never happened. There's a reason for that, and it's fear. But what they said was, oh, another comeback. I wonder how long this one will last. And at the time I was like, wow, that person has no empathy. Wow. But you know, actually they do. And I don't know them. Actually, I can't say that for sure. But here's the deal. If I was so worried about my feelings in that moment, what about their feelings? What about the viewers? What about you? What about you? If you've watched me for a long time and I've come back multiple times and said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you're like, oh, wow, cool. I used to love this YouTuber. Maybe she'll come back and do something neat. And you get excited. Maybe you get excited. Maybe I'm not that important. That's fine. I don't really mind either way. Maybe you get excited. You get your hopes up. And then I let you down. And then I do it again. And then I do it again. And I do this. I create things and then I abandon them. And then I come back and say, I'm going to do it. And then I don't. Or I abandon it again. Am I supposed to just keep being allowed to do that? Am I supposed to just not get criticized for that? Am I supposed to not reflect on that myself? Am I supposed to reject every single uncomfortable thing that comes my way? Or am I supposed to reflect, decide what is actually good advice or feedback, and then grow? Because that sounds better than rejecting every single inbound thought. And it boils down to fear and comfort. So here's the thing. Is, you know, I'm feeling fear right now. I could let that stop me. Or, you know, I'm feeling fear when I tell you what I want, when I tell you that I want to get to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I have a goal and I'm afraid I might not reach that, or I'm afraid that people will laugh at me or whatever. Okay, let's say somebody laughs at me. Let's say somebody watching right now hears me say I want to reach 1 million subscribers and they laugh at me for whatever reason. So what? So what? What does that do? What does that do to me? And I think this is where I'm at. And I think this is where a lot of people get to by the time they're 30, is they just stop caring what other people think. Like, I can know that you think something and I can feel fear about what you might think, but I can decide to not care. And I can decide to still say, I want to reach this goal. I want to reach 1 million subscribers. I want to create a community of cool people that really appreciate gaming and beauty and want to see me do all kinds of cool gaming and beauty looks, and maybe it will inspire them to recreate them or make their own versions, and we'll all have a great little kiki on the internet about gaming and beauty. Or I can say, oh, somebody might think that's stupid, and I can just not do that. And I can deprive myself and all the people that would appreciate that of that experience. Especially like depriving myself of the gift of doing that. I have one life. If I'm gonna sit here and let fear and the fear of what others think and the fear of what others might do stop me from doing what I want with my one life, then it's over. And that's what Lady Jessica, well, that's not exactly what Lady Jessica meant when she said fear is the mind killer, but you know, it's similar, okay? It's close enough. I just want to highlight my mascara because I really love it. It's also the e.l.f. Cosmetics Lash Extender. Y'all, I used a bunch of e.l.f. Cosmetics in this video. I really like them. They're super affordable. They've been doing some cool stuff on the internet lately as well. And if y'all don't know, I do stream with them once in a while over at twitch.tv/elfu. I do takeovers for them. And sometimes I collaborate with their gamer-in-chief, Anna Bynum. We hang out. It's really cute. You should go check it out. When I am doing an e.l.f. Cosmetics show, or I'm going to take over their channel, that information is in my Discord channel, which is linked in the about, in the caption, in the description. Is that what they call it? Description? It's linked in the description. Nothing like a setting spray. I need to try, what is it? The one size setting spray. Everybody's losing their minds about that. The fact that it comes out almost like an aerosol kind of scares me, but nobody's face has fallen off. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. See, fear. I could deprive myself of a sick setting spray, or I could just go get it and give it a try. Maybe in an upcoming video, I will have it. And this will be a demonstration of me setting a damn goal and doing the damn thing instead of sitting in the, I don't know, whether it's fear for a large goal or it's just like static and sitting still for a smaller one, it's still sitting. And I don't want to sit anymore. I am so done with that. Now, let's take our hair down. This is looking cute. Stef Sanjati, where are you? I think she's kind of right here. Yeah. Hi. I really appreciate you joining me today. It really does mean a lot. If you clicked on this video and you watched through it and you got to this point and you're still here listening to me, that means something to me. I want you to know that. I am deciding to put myself back out here. I've worked really hard for a long time to challenge myself to just do the damn thing. I used to do this so often like it was no big deal. It was a big deal. And I wish I didn't take that for granted. And I wish I didn't take viewership for granted. You know, the fact that you are here, that you just watched me speak for God knows how long, that means something to me. I'm not going to take that for granted. So thank you. Now, if you want to see more makeup stuff, if you want to see makeup and gaming stuff, please follow me here. I'll be doing lots of YouTube videos where I do gaming inspired looks or video game character inspired looks, whatever it might be. I just love gaming and beauty. I really do. They're like two pillars of my personality, and I want to share them in whatever way I can. So you can join me here on YouTube or join me on Twitch below. There is a link. I stream on Twitch at least 3 times a week with my partner, Travis. Sometimes more. We actually got a ton of shows coming up in May, like so many. At one point, there's like 8 days in a row. So there's a lot going on over there. My schedule is in my Discord, but it's also on Twitch. So please follow me on Twitch. I would really appreciate your support over there. I'm really trying to grow that community. And we stream games like World of Warcraft, Conan Exiles. We're looking at some Sea of Thieves later this month. We're looking into Diablo a lot. And actually, I would love to just announce here, I'm officially a hashtag Diablo partner, which is very exciting because I love Diablo. I've played it my whole life. So there's lots going on in the gaming front over on Twitch and in Discord, but there is a section in the Discord for beauty as well. So whether you're a gaming person or a beauty person, I'd like you here on Twitch and in Discord and everywhere else, okay? I'm on Instagram, I'm everywhere. I really do appreciate you. I feel really good about the content that I am making elsewhere and what I'm getting ready to make right here. So I would love to see you in all of those places. I really would. I would really appreciate the support. I'm trying really hard to make something special and new with all of my years of learning as a content creator and also as a person and the wisdom that I have now. You know, I'd like to share as Bread Mom. I really feel like I have something to offer as a slightly older and much wiser person. And I would appreciate the support on all of these platforms, whether you want to have a good time hanging out and gaming, or you want to talk deep over makeup, or you want to see some fusion of that. You know, I want to be there for you. And I'd love it if you'd be there for me. So thank you very much. I will see you again very soon here on Twitch, Discord, wherever. Until next time, just remember, you can take control of yourself, of your life. We can do that. You can do that. I can do that. I believe in myself and I believe in you. We don't have to stop at fear. Cool? Cool. I'll see you around. Bye.